Number 2. Moses and Bela Salomon, City Hall. In 1775, Marstrand became a free port, and 4 years later the first Jews arrived, the Salomon family from Hamburg. The family consisted of the merchant Moses, his wife Bela, and their 4 children, Joseph, Moses, Suskind, and Tulzenia. The following year, Bela's parents, Nathan and Merla Fridberg, also came. There was also a teacher for the children and a household maid. In 1780, Moses bought 2 properties worth 1,066 Riksdaler, the currency of the day, for the family, and then became the first Jewish immigrant to buy properties on Marstrand. There was a section in the proclamation for the Freeport that stated that foreigners who bought or built a property worth at least 1,000 Riksdaler, approximately 430,000 Swedish krona in today's money value, and owned the property for at least 2 years would become naturalized Swedish citizens. The foreigner who in Marstrand buys or has a house or property built of 1,000 riksdalers worth and above should, after 2 years of possession thereof, be regarded as belonging to the naturalized Swedish citizenry and enjoy equal rights of ownership. On May the 27th, 1782, 2 years after Salomon's property purchase, an exemption law was passed in Sweden called the Jewish Regulations. The law regulated the lives of Swedish Jews in detail until 1838. According to the new law, Jews were only allowed to settle in Stockholm, Gothenburg, or Norrköping. There are also clear rules about what professions and activities Jews were allowed. For the Jews in the Freeport, the rights that they had been promised were now limited. Moses Salomon fought for the original wording of the Freeport Ordinance to be valid even after the introduction of the new Swedish regulations. The King of Sweden decided, however, that the civil rights of the Jews would only apply to Marstrand, so as not to risk that sections of the Jewish regulations would be effectively repealed by precedent. The Salomons prospered in Marstrand. Unfortunately, Moses fell ill, and it became difficult to keep the business alive. In 1788, the family was forced to file for bankruptcy, and Moses died the same year. All real estate owned by the family was sold at public auction. Bela Salomon left Marstrand and came to Gothenburg. She had difficulty coping with everyday life after her husband's death. So Bela wrote to the king to appeal for help. She wrote that as a widow she had difficulty supporting her family. Bela referred to the fact that her husband had settled on Marstrand before any Jewish regulations existed, and therefore appealed to be allowed to choose her place of residence. We don't know how the case ended, but Bela most likely received no help. She died in Gothenburg in October 1793 and became the first to be buried in Gothenburg's Jewish cemetery.